Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Tarnation TV live broadcaster here on a Wednesday night. Something a little bit different, something a little bit new. TMP Winter Series Aero 88 Grand National Series Physics. So we got lots to talk about tonight. It's going to be a busy night. We are at Dover this evening, and we're going to do 2 races because that's how we roll here at TMP. So 2 Dover races. There'll be a slight intermission in the middle for them to get all the points situated, and we'll just, stick with us. And it's a doubleheader tonight. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by the one and only Rod Weston. Good evening, sir.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, we always talk every time when we do these broadcasts about how a lot of these people come up with some interesting and new different ways to play this game. I mean, it just, amazes us. We've done the mega marathon races and, whatever. Well, Now you're in for a treat because this is one of those situations. We run 2 races, as you said. The top 4 points do not qualify for the first, and then the top 4 finishers in the second race don't qualify. The great little thing about this is you cannot take tires under caution. Now, not only can you not take tires, you only get 10 tires through the whole night. So you start with 4 tires, and then you have 6 tires you can use however you want. But just remember, you can't take tires when under a yellow flag condition. If you do, you're required to go around, get the green flag, the start-finish line, come down pit road, do a drive-through, and then you can go back out. If you don't, at the end of the night, you get a 1-lap penalty.
That's a lot of stuff to remember.
It makes for some interesting strategy. Because, you go out...
I like the tire rules. I've been in leagues before where they have a tire limit because, the cube van can only hold so many tires. So, you can't pit 8 times and take full set every time. They're going to count that because replay analyzer can see how much you do, right?
Yeah, but the thing of it is that's the way they were doing it the last round. And then now all of a sudden, come around this round, you could only take 10 tires, but you could do it whenever at your convenience, however you wanted to, but you just can't take any more than that. Then you would concur some penalties. But now, just to throw a monkey wrench in it, you can't only get tires under a green flag condition. So it makes for, like I said before, very, very interesting strategies. It's kind of cool, really. I mean, and you think about it, and boy, when do you pit? When not to pit? A lot of times they'll pit. You maybe get into a race where you do 10 laps and a caution comes out. You'll pit. You'll go down and fix any damage. You'll get fuel, but you don't get tires. Now you can go a little bit further. Well, maybe you can go far enough so you only have to pit once, and you're always on fresh tires. Yeah, it's all over the place. It's makes for the strategy of a lifetime. You really, really have to you go in with an idea. Oh, this is how I'm going to run this race, and it could just 1 caution, 2 cautions could change everything.
So, you said 10 for the night. 10 sets for the night.
10 tires for the night, not sets.
10 tires for the whole night. So it's a
night.
2-race event.
Per race. Per
race. Okay.
10 for the first race, 10 for the second race. 4 you start on, and 6 you can use however you want. So if you wanted to take right side tires all night, every pit stop you did after the first initial one, you could do that.
Right.
There's no tire rule as far as you can't exceed that. You can use them however you want.
Right.
You can only use 6.
So if you had 10, you're doing either 2 full service pit stops, and then you've only got 2 left.
Right. So you do the first pit. You're out there on a set.
Oh, wait a second. Right. You're counting. There's 10 counting the 4 that you start with.
Yep. And then you go in and you pit.
Drivers, to your cars.
Then you come out, and it's a very unique strategy, but it's a lot of fun. So, and another thing, they have this the way they start this is they started out with the 10 race series with the original Cup series. They crown a champion, but they take the top 4 in points, and they are automatically in the championship. Then they turn around and they ran the CTS, the trucks, the very first original trucks. Okay, and they did a 10 race series out of that. They crown a champion, and they take the 4 drivers that finished the top 4 in points that weren't of the 4 drivers that made it through the first round. They are in the championship. So then they start. Now we're in Aero 88 with the GNS physics, as you said. We are halfway through the season. We decided to just come over here and do a broadcast for them. And it's the same thing. So right now, currently, you have the 44, which tonight is driven by Tom Musa. The 78, which is Wade he is driving him, Robert Spring and RC are in the 4 drivers that are trying to get in and be the last 4 drivers for that championship. Then they turn around and they run the IROC series with an elimination round, 4 races, elimination rounds where they drop 3 drivers each race. So it's kind of an interesting, really interesting way of looking at the racing.
It's very neat how they. Sorry, I'm just getting this set up here. We got a special pace car driver this evening. Who is John the Dog Palmer?
John De Palmer, the dog we call him. He's a guy that races here off and on. Good friend of mine, paraplegic. He's been in a wheelchair for, oh God, I can't even begin how many years. Way longer than I have. Really cool dude. And, you know, he actually called me tonight to get the link to go watch this. And we said, oh, you're driving a pace car tonight. So they're getting ready to go. Josh, too, on the pole. I love that old car looking. Looks like the old 25 Kodiak Chevrolet back in the day. But believe it or not, that's not a Chevrolet. That is a Chrysler product. Now, you gotta remember, we're at Dover. Dover's a really, really, really aggressive track. Hard on tires. Talking with the guys, they said you can run, you know, you run your race out, you get your first set, you're good. The last time you pit, you know, you're going to get 2 tires, depending on how the cautions fall. And Tom was telling me that you put 2 tires on, when you get to the end of that run, if you've overdone it, you may not have much of a left front tire left.
So what version of Dover is this? It's like from the 90s or something?
Yes, this is just before they actually paved the track.
Yeah, because I noticed there's no walkway.
Yep.
Is the banking different?
Nope, it's about the same. Basically, what happened is NASCAR...
Doesn't look as steep.
Yep. It might not be as steep as it was. I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like they drop like they used to. You know, they if you look at the newer one, it looks like they kind of drop off the corner, down into the corner.
That's what I mean, yeah.
At Dover, there's almost a 3-story drop from the top, from the end of the straightaway to the bottom of the corner is almost a 3-story drop.
Holy moly.
They had to go with concrete here and Bristol and at Martinsville, only because the concrete can withstand the pressure. The asphalt kept ripping up.
Oh, they start curling it.
Yep, they started ripping up the track, so they decided to try it with concrete. I don't know which one went there first, but and it works out a little better. But I think the asphalt had a little bit better tire wear. You're going to see a really, really rough on tire wear tonight.
See, it's crazy how they decide to go with concrete because it starts to curl the track up because of the, you know, but then you're racing at a place like Texas. They're pushing 210 miles an hour, but it seems to be fine.
I think it's more so the radius of the corner. It really just...
It's tight, yeah.
Even though, I mean, you'd think the side loads would be the same, but, you know, it's not. It just, and when you get to the concrete version of it, there's a lot less traction per se, you know. It lasts longer, so that's where they went. Although we've seen Martinsville, you know, some of the races there get the track get ripped up.
Just go through the field here. We got we're just focused here on 10th position, the number 2 of Finkel.
Yeah,
get a look at some of these cars here. Jamie Tedder in the 910 and 9th. Viper in the 24 back there in 8th spot. Is it what's Napik's first name?
Richard
Napik. Richard Napik, number 6 and 7th place. Of course, we got Tom in the 44. You said he was driving somebody else's car tonight.
Yeah. Dan Rubino hasn't been able to, he's on vacation, hasn't been able to race. So Tom sat down with the guys and said, hey, you know, do you mind, because Tom's already in the championship, he said, do you mind if I drive for Bino, being that he can't be here? And so everybody said, yeah, no problem. So right now he's currently Dan Rubino out there, you know, pretending to be Dan. But next thing, you got to look in there to see if he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, because Rubino, he's always got a cigar, hanging out of his mouth. So you got to see if he's got a cigar on him.
Oh yeah, he's smoking a big one.
If he's playing Dan Rubino, he's got to have a cigar.
It's funny when you're talking about cigars too. Oh, I guess we keep moving through here. Who's the 74? Robert Spring, of course.
Robert Spring.
Driscoll W. Wade
Driscoll, yeah.
Yeah, right on. And then we got Tom Goodman in second place there in the 33 driving that Skoll rig. And the Josh's eggs looks like, we were saying before, like that Kodiak. Is it Kodiak that used to be that?
Yeah, the Kodiak.
Yeah.
Josh's egg.
That's
Chrysler
cool.
LeBaron. That's different, you know.
Yeah, that's neat.
Familiar with Josh, Jamie Tedder, Viper, Chris Aiken sometimes drive over. These are all guys from SMO.
And you were filling me.
Go ahead.
You were filling me in there before the race started on how SMO was like, you guys can just use our server on Wednesdays because SMO doesn't have a race on Wednesdays. So that was kind of neat how the two leagues kind of work together. And then they've recently migrated their server, you said, to a more stable.
They changed to a different server. SMO did. They went to a better server. So that's why we had to change the IP before we come in here. But not that they really, I don't even really think, because we've done broadcasts for them, they didn't really have that much trouble and whatnot, but they decided that they wanted to go do something a little bit better. As Jamie Tedder, that we talked about him earlier, is just got underneath Robert Spring there, going into, let's see where we're at now, into 3 and out of 4, moves himself up into the 5th spot. Keep your eyes on Jamie
74
Tedder.
Goes around. Miller was up, the 4-4 and the 7-4.
So now another thing that they do here, a little different. Maverick, they do a admin pulls a caution.
Yep.
They don't do that here. They allow the game to bring out the caution, but it's an admin controlled caution. So what does that mean? Well, they will not do any more than 2 laps. So in other words, they'll come by, they'll catch the caution. First time by, the leaders will pit if they chose to do so. Remember, only fuel and repairs. They cannot take tires. Then the next time around, all the lap cars can come down and whatnot. And as soon as the pace car hits the turn, basically just a little bit after the start-finish line, the admin will give up the sign that they're going back racing. Only time they ever vary from that is just if there's a scenario where maybe, it's kind of a tricky way of putting it, but, someone can't get out of the pits or, are not going to be able to get caught up to the field. They don't happen very often, but every once in a while they'll extend it just to make sure everybody's caught back up.
That's a cool way to do it because you can hey, is everybody ready to go? We're going to go green next time around. They can control that.
Yeah, they control that. I mean, at some tracks, it may not even make a difference. You know what I mean? But if you're at Martinsville, it's 5 laps of caution.
Yeah.
And 6 laps if there's a car a lap down.
Right.
And so,
or Circuit of the Americas, that's 3.5 miles long.
So they do that, and it actually just kind of makes for a little bit better, easier, quicker, cautions. Although they had an incident there under caution going down the backstretch, I believe it was.
Just noticed that, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Goodman got into the back of Wayne Driscoll. I'm not really sure what happened.
Looks like he came out of the pits or something and went straight up to the wall.
Back of Wade's car got beat up pretty good. So.
Yeah.
See, this is like I talked about before. They can do about, I think Tom was telling me, about 23 laps on a tank of fuel. Tires, I don't know. Tom did say that the right front tires are going to be your worst enemy here. You got to be a little bit easy on your right front if you want to be able to go the whole distance. So now they all gone. Most of them went down there and then pitted. They took fuel. They've maybe repaired damage if they got damage, but still on those same set of tires, that first set of tires. So now you gotta figure out when do you go, when do you pit,
It's weird. We must have missed the 61 when we were rolling through the field there. I didn't see Dick Jordan, but there he is, the 61, that John Deere ride.
The old John Deere ride. Now, the good thing is, most of the time at Dover, your pit road speed's 30 to 35 miles an hour. Being this is the older version of it, it is 55 miles an hour. So it's not going to be so bad if you had to, pit when you drive down the pits under green flag conditions. But this is still one of the hardest tracks to get off from the racetrack onto the pit road. No matter what, there's just such a short area. You're right in the middle of the corner where you need to be turning.
And you don't want to lose too much time slowing down too early, but it's also that, you don't want to be in the way either.
Yeah. Most of the tracks, what they do over here, I don't believe they're going to be doing it here, but then again, I could be wrong. as the pace car makes it, John Palmer puts the pace car back down pit road. Josh 2 is going to get it back to green. Great shot, great start for him. He's got Wayne Driscoll right behind him now. Driscoll, the 44, I think, was the 74 and 61 are the ones that are trying to get in for the final 4 to get in. I think
Goodman just slapped the wall up there, but he held on to it. Oh, the 6 is turning.
Oh, geez.
He held on to it.
What a save.
Napick with a save right there. Wow. That took some breaks.
The guys that you'd want to watch, maybe that usually probably end up in victory lane would be, Richard Napick, Jamie Tenner, Viper. John Wall's not here yet. He may be here for the second race, may not. He's hit or miss with just because he bowls on Wednesday nights.
Oh, okay.
Usually gets in just about in time enough to catch the
gosh darn bowlers. That's cool though. We got a guy at work that plays pool, a billiards professional.
Yep. I was looking at the chat. Of course, Mackenzie's in there.
Oh, big checkup. Hey. Goodman just to 44, just dodged him at the last second. Lost a couple spots actually because of it.
DJ Johnson there. I call him DJ, but Johnson, he used to race over here. I don't know if he's still racing over here or not. I know that he just went through a surgery and hasn't been racing because of that, so that's nice to see him. And we got the Hoboken Dan, the guy that usually drives the 44. Dan Borino is on there chit-chatting with us.
Oh, okay.
And DJ is out there saying, let's go. Napick around. Didn't see what happened to Napick there because I was chatting about the chat. How's that sound?
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll back it up here and take a look. Looks like the yellow is out.
What happened?
He just kind of spun out.
Yeah.
Halfway through the turn, yeah, he just kicked out on him. It looks like
the way he hit the wall shouldn't be that bad damage-wise.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to lift and hit the brakes too. It looked like he sort of almost caught it, but it still went around on him.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to be careful at some of these tracks like that. You can actually break in, if you, what we call trail break into the corners, but if you get used to doing that and you do it real good and all of a sudden you don't trail break enough or, you let off the brake too much, sometimes the back end will pass you.
Mm-hmm.
There again, you're watching to go down pit road. Nobody's going to take tires. If you do see them, you'll see them in and pitting under green flag conditions doing a drive-through penalty for taking tires. You cannot take tires under yellow. It's strange, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to get used to. No, you are only allowed to get yellow or under yellow. You're only allowed to get fuel.
Fuel and repairs.
Right. No tires.
So you'll probably see most everybody go down and grab fuel. We know Driscoll got a little bit of damage on that when him and Goodman got together, so the back of that car looks a little bit beat up. He'll probably go down and just get that fixed. Although tracks like this, I can remember a race that I had at Rockingham, which is another track that's eats tires up. It was very, very tight setup for me. These fixed setups, a lot of them are just because you have to be able to make it drivable for everybody. And I backed it into the fence, crunched up the back of the car, and lo and behold, it wasn't tight anymore. Sometimes that helps. See what Josh 2 does. He's coming around turn 3. Believe. Nope, they're coming out of turn 2, so looks all the same.
Yeah, it's hard to get the bearings on Dover without the crosswalk across the track, because you're so used to that being the exit of what? I think that's the exit of turn 2, right?
Yeah.
So I'm lost a little bit on this one, but it's cool. I like these. This sim is amazing because we can literally race anywhere, like old Bristol. And somebody just recreated, we were talking about this before, recreated Bristol from scratch. So didn't use the one that came packaged with NR 2003. Didn't use that one. Recreated it from scratch. Right down to weird line paint. I don't know how this guy did it, but it's a phenomenal recreation of Bristol, the original one. And again, the community, the hours that go into creating stuff like that, I don't even know how long that would take to do. Every bump, every mark on the track, weird paint in the corners, like it's just like, what? But the guy pulled it off.
Ironically, though, nobody went down pit road to take fuel or nothing this time. So, if I was in the back, I would have gone in and at least taken fuel. Now, why? What's it going to do for you? Well, you might be able to, as pace car goes down pit road. Josh 2 still out the lead.
I am showing Spring and Finkel on pitting as their that last lap around on my GNL TV.
Okay, well, I didn't see them pit, but
I didn't see them, but my
drive down.
Stats ticker thing is telling me they did.
They might have pitted too twice earlier on the first round too. So.
Josh 2, by the way, dominating this thing, has led every single lap since we started.
That might change here pretty soon. Jamie Tedder's right on his back, and
Viper's coming too.
Trying to get in there. Jamie Tedder's one of those guys that I've seen at most of these tracks, especially a track where the tire wear is a little bit, a little bit excessive for a lot of people. Jamie Tedder's just got a natural knack of kind of saving tires. Seen him be able to just, go pretty quick, not, run up through the field real fast, but just save tires. And then when it comes down to the latter part of that run, which, tires, they got to be pretty down.
Yellow is up
Looks
again.
like we're back under caution.
Yeah, we'll rewind this and see what happened. Looks like the 44. It looks like a couple of guys, actually.
It looked like the 44 was involved.
44 hit the wall pretty hard, caused a pretty solid checkup. Oh, man, the 6 actually got over. Almost went over twice. Don't scratch the paint. Too late. Well, you know what? When a car rolls, we have to go inside the cockpit and check that out. So I don't know what happened. Massive checkup from the 44. He actually drifted up the track and hit the... Oh, it looks like he blew a tire.
Could be.
From the 6 rolling, something happened to the 44. Maybe we'll just get on the 44 and see what happened. It looked like he might have blown a right rear. Let's see if we can get a look at it here.
Oh, yeah, Napick did go for quite the wild ride.
Mm-hmm. Something happens in the turn here.
Now what you're going to see happen is most of these guys that have got involved in that and got damage. You got Robert Spring, Richard Napick, Wayne Driscoll. They're all going down pit road. None of them will take tires.
He may not have blown a tire. He just flat spotted maybe? I don't know what that was.
None of them are going to be able to take tires, but they'll go in and get any damage that they have fixed. Come out, and then if you have a tire issue or things are, you're struggling, they'll come down within the next lap. So mind you, there is the Rod Weston rule. You cannot, come around turn 4, come into the green and drive down into pit road and get to the tires. You have to come around and have to hit the start finish line first, then you can come down.
Okay, watching, yeah, he did not. It looked like he blew a tire from the smoke puff, but it was actually just, it started to get away from him. So he kind of brake checked it a little bit, and that's what caused the smoke.
We got to get Dan Rubino back here and get this thing going. Dan Rubino wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
Come on, Tom. Got to do Dan proud. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, that was weird. It looked weird from that one angle, but then watching it again, he just kind of bottomed out, I guess, because the started to get loose on him.
And we found out tonight, we were talking with Tom a little bit, just trying to get everything squared away. They have the 4 races for their championship that will be aired by Tarnation TV, the 4 IROC Series Championships elimination rounds. We will be holding it here on Tarnation TV Live.
Not this series, not the Aero series. Oh no, it's in April. So this is the Winter Cup.
We're only halfway through the Aero 88 series, so we just popped in here to do this for them, and we're gonna get to do the series for them. Look, Jamie Tedder spun the tires on the restart there. A little bit. Didn't slow him down much, but he was spinning them.
So they only run the Aero 88 in the winter?
They started out, like I said, 10 race series with Cup.
Right, they switch it up, yeah. Oh, Tedder... No, wait, that's Josh 2.
Josh 2 must be pitting.
Under green.
Have to. Get tires, you have to do it under green.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Tom Goodman's coming down and pitting as well. Let's see, I'm focusing on Jamie.
So many different things, like... Yeah, he needs tires, but he can't do it under yellow, so you instantly come down to get tires now once the green flag flies.
Yep, and it'll work out a little bit different. You'll get a lot of people that'll different strategies and when it came out. So now they're probably going to go a lap, maybe 2 laps down. You just kind of hope that everybody else pits out there on fresh tires. You get a chance. It looks like Jamie Tedder, Josh 2, and Tom Goodman both took 4 tires, so they only have 2 tires left for the evening.
Right.
Looks like Tom Moose is coming in.
Jordan is also coming in.
RC, yeah. Wayne Driscoll. Now, if you notice, they're all pitting on the backstretch. They're dropping down. They have to do the breakdown lane from the beginning of turn 3 all the way around the track.
Right, so only you enter on the back and you exit on the back.
Yep.
No merging in the corners.
No merging in the corners. That's something they always do. It looks like everybody there taking 4 tires, and also Richard Knappick's just coming in.
Robert Spring currently leading this race. There's Knappick there.
Knappick's taking 4 tires as well. Now you would think, oh, great, now we're waiting for a caution. Well, the only advantage you get by having a caution is you've got the whole field a lap down. One car will get the lucky dog. They do the drive around lucky dog like some people, most leagues do. And then they will do wave rounds if they're out there in front of the pace car.
Right.
Now that's under yellow flag conditions, obviously, but it looks like Robert Spring, he's going slow through the corner, so those tires have got to be just about worn out.
And you're saying they run 4X, eh?
Yes, they run 4X. You for the most part, you have to use all those tires to be able to get through that.
That's wild, man. They give you so you get 10, so you get the 4 you start with, so you can do a full set and then an extra toe. So that is tight with 4X in a 60-lap race, especially at Dover.
All right, Mackenzie, we'll put you're the passenger in the car with Dog Palmer. That's a brave move right there. My daughter was asking was she riding in tonight? So we'll let her ride in the pace car with John Palmer.
Well, she better start smoking cigars.
John's not the one that smokes cigars. That's Rubino. Dan Rubino.
Oh, Rubino's the cigar smoker. Gotcha.
Yeah. You see pictures of him if you're friends with him online and all that stuff. Just about every picture, he's got a stogie.
Viper is on his way out of the pits.
Jamie Tedder's in right now. Taking right sides, taking left sides, yep. Who hasn't pitted yet is the question. I think Robert Spring has got the complete field a lap down.
Yeah, he's got 4 pit stops. I don't know about his tire situation. That's the thing.
Right. He probably pitted more, so he's got the ability to go, unless he pitted early, but I don't think he did. We didn't catch it. That's the hard thing. We can see that they've made pit stops. We don't know what they did during that pit stop.
Right, and Josh is in second.
Jamie Tedder back down on pit road. Must be a speeding penalty. That's going to hurt Jamie Tedder's night. He's going to have to hope for a caution sometime. Not be that caution.
That's a long pit road when you got to go.
It is. The only advantage is 55, not 30, so.
Yeah, he's playing it safe. He's doing 53 right now.
Yeah, so he got caught speeding on pit road.
Yeah. So third place, we've got Tom Goodman.
Tom Goodman. Call him Fast Cow.
Okay.
That's his nickname.
John Goodman probably doesn't play this game. He's too busy making movies.
Josh 2 still out there. He's out there in second place. Robert Springs got the complete field 1 lap down. Josh 2's just coming up to him. He's going to get that lap back out there on older tires. Robert doesn't have a chance to slow these cars down to get these cars behind him that have got the fresher tires.
Yeah, so that's the first car back on the lead lap right there, the 85.
Yeah.
He just passed the leader there, 70.
Oh, let's just say Robert's got on the exit there.
Yeah.
He's running on borrowed time with those tires.
I think I can see the cords showing.
Yeah. Richard Knappich unlaps himself, but that's only unlapped for 1 lap. That just puts Rich back on the lead lap. Not sure what happened with him, why he was 2 laps down. Of course, Jamie Tedder's 3 laps down. He got caught speeding on pit road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about here. It goes by so fast. It's not long if you'll go laps down if you have to redo it. Robert Spring is hanging on for all he's worth with them tires. He's just.
So do you think you can get 20 laps out of a set of tires here? Because that's what they're trying to do, right?
I'm not sure. The way they said with fuel, you could get 23 laps. And I asked about tires a little bit, and Tom said that the tires are just gonna, they're not gonna. The right front's not gonna last. I'll have to change that at least. But we're down to 10 to go here. So
yeah, we're within 10. So I don't think Spring can make it. I mean.
Wow.
He's trying
though.
Yeah.
He is trying. That thing is loose off the corners, tight in the middle.
Josh 2's closing the gap. Gained another 2 seconds. He's gaining about 2 seconds a lap. He's 18 laps behind.
That would be interesting if Robert can pull it off. We don't know what he's done for pits. That's the hard thing with this is it's trying to keep track of when everybody pits and takes tires. Usually you see them do it under, yellow flag conditions. We can keep track of that. This one here, you got to kind of bounce around so much to try to keep track of who, what, where. Whoo, that thing is loose off the corner.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This, he did lap everybody. So everybody who's passing him is just going back on the lead lap. To gain a position, they have to go all the way around again. They've only got 8 laps to do it. Josh just shaved off another second. He's down to 16 seconds.
That was almost just over 2. If you do the math, that's going to be
13.
2 is going to be right on him.
Yeah.
If Robert Spring can go the distance,
he's shaving about a second or 2 off every time by. Well, stay focused on the 74 because I'm interested to see if he could make these tires last. He's going to shred those right sides.
He's gaining about 2 seconds. Just about 2 seconds a lap. Lost. Josh 2 didn't quite gain as much as that time, but there again, Robert just went through the corner and it pushed up hard on him. He might lose a little bit here depending on how Josh 2 is, how well he's going. But right now, Robert Springs is going from the high side, the bottom of the track, all the way to the high side of that track. Yeah, it's gonna be close. We're getting down to this time by should be 5 laps to go. Gone way high again. Those tires have got to be about shot.
Oh man, I wish we could have telemetry on that.
Josh 2 is going to be right there.
I wish we could have telemetry on the tires. We can't see what he's dealing with right now, but we can tell he's running so much slower than everybody on new stuff.
Nope. Unfortunately, he's going to have to he must be the tires are shot.
Yeah.
Robert Springs going to miss pit road.
I think he lost the right front.
Yeah. That's a risk you take. That was awesome for him. He got out there. He was going to make an attempt at it and, led 18 laps. Unfortunately, Josh 2 got 33 laps led. He's going to add to that if he gets out and takes the lead, which he did. coming down to it. Robert's still out there. Don't know. He's going to try down on the bottom there. He's going to try to make it to pit road this time by. You see, most of the people only pitted once and went the distance with it. They got fuel, so Josh 2's tires might be getting down there too. I don't know.
Crazy with the 4X where, you know, you've got it's not so much a fuel game. I think it's more like you said, those tires, aggressive driving style is going to cook those things.
Yep.
Looks like 2 might be able to hold on to this. 6-second gap back to second. Right there, Tom Goodman in the 33.
He's getting run down by Rich Finkel, though. Rich Finkel's coming hard.
I was just going to focus on that. Finkel got underneath him. Was able to make that pass for second place. They're probably not going to catch Josh, though, unless he has a catastrophic failure.
Finkel's one of the drivers that's already in. So is Josh, too. They had more drivers at the beginning of it, but you know, it's in how leagues go. Sometimes you gain drivers, lose drivers. Now on the last lap.
Here you go. The winner of the race, the 85. Great run.
Yeah, that was awesome race, and he said adds just a lot more different things to it. I like that one where you got the checkered flag on the side there. Usually you have it in the car. That's kind of neat. As soon as Josh gets done burning down what left he has for tires, go grab him and have a little chat with him. Doing the Polish victory lap.
Got to do it. Nope.
Halfway.
Czechoslovakian victory lap.
Driving down pit road now. Like I said, there'll be a little intermission, but between races, we'll get the Josh 2 up here and talk with him. While they get the server reset backed up for practice, Tom will get the points squared away. So that means that Josh 2, Rich Finkel, Tom Goodman, and Wade Driscoll will not be able to qualify for the next race. Josh 2, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
So you went out there and led the most laps. I think it was 30 something. I don't know exactly. I could look, but you know, you kind of put a spanking on tonight.
39.
39.
Yep. 39 laps.
I've never thought I was very good at Dover. I'm kind of surprised.
Did you know, we caught you once pitting, you took 4 tires. Did you only pit once and take 4 tires and go the whole distance?
Yeah, for tires. I did pit during the yellow and got fuel. But I only pitted once for tires.
Yep. And I think they were telling me earlier that you could go about 23 laps on fuel.
Yeah, that's about right.
And how much fuel did you have left? Because that was a fairly decent run.
Apparently not much, because I did a little burnout and went to the pits and ran out in the pits.
So it was close. Okay. So
it was close, apparently. I was not even looking at the fuel.
Tires. How were your tires by the end of that? We see Robert Spring go quite a ways on tires. I'm not sure if he, just pitted and got fuel and never got tires, and then just, it got so bad that it couldn't continue on. You were gaining just about 2 seconds a lap on him. It's unfortunate that he, couldn't go the distance, because you guys have been pretty close at the line if he kept going at his current pace.
Yeah, he told me that he was short on fuel.
Okay.
So I think he was short on fuel too. But yeah, that first yellow, I had a sizable lead, and I was kind of bummed to see that yellow come out. But then it all kind of worked itself out. Yeah, like I said, I don't consider myself very good at Dover. So when I got the pole, I was like, did I really? And um, anyway, very happy with that.
Yeah, that's not a bad. So if the race went green all the way, you definitely would have had to do 2 pit stops. You said you could do about 23 laps on fuel. So would you have gone in after that 23 laps, taken 4 tires, on your next 23 laps, which would have got you pretty close, and then just come in, take what you needed for fuel and 2 tires, or?
Man, it's hard to say. I didn't really have a plan that far in ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Best laid plans can be screwed up by a caution.
Yeah. Well, and I got that pretty good lead, and I thought, well, I might be able to do something here. And then when the caution came out, I was like, well, there that goes. And then I pulled out again a little bit, and yeah, it just worked out. And yeah, like I said, I was surprised because I don't usually consider Dover a track I'm very good at, but there at the end, I had a pretty good lead, and I tried to just let off early, going in the corners, and just because the tires would just be shot. So
I don't know if I've ever raced this version of it. So do you find that the concrete, track is a little, I'd say, less grip, or how would you kind of explain the difference for the fans out there that, do you see much different in it, or does it race pretty similar?
I feel like it's kind of similar. It pushes in 3 and 4, but then if the tires are cold, it's a little bit loose. So it takes some control kind of on both ends, and then at the end of the run, the tires are shot and it just wants to drive straight up toward the wall. So it's a tough balance.
Well, congratulations on the first race win. Now we know that you're going to have to not going to be able to qualify. You got to come from the back. So you think you can? Like you said, you're not good at Dover, but you're going to come from the back and try to get 2 in a row.
Well, I said going into this, I felt like I wasn't. I think I can hang. I was quick enough in the first race that I think I'll be fine. I'm not too worried about starting in the back.
Well, there you go. Well, you win the first one. That gets you some more points, which actually I don't know if these points really work for you. You were one of the guys that qualified in the first original Cup series, so this is more bragging rights than anything else.
Well, a couple weeks ago, Jamie and I were neck and neck for the lead, and he beat me by .022. And so I feel a little bit better now knowing that I did get a win. So.
Well, congratulations and good luck in the second race, and hopefully we get a chance to talk with you at least at a podium finish for the second part of it.
Man, I hope so. I've got some confidence going into the second race, so I'll stay cool and collected, and I'll do my best.
I'll give you a quick minute just to give a quick shout out for anybody that you want to shout out before we let you get back out there.
Well, both of you guys, you do a great job with Tarnation, and Tom does a really good job with this league. I really enjoy running with everybody here, and got the Josh's eggs on the car, and so like the old vintage looking car, and so I'm excited now. Let's go for race 2.
All right, well, congratulations and good luck in the second race, bud.
Thanks to both of you.
Thanks, Josh. Good luck, bud.
Appreciate it, Blaine.
Here you go, first race winner, Josh too.
I noticed too that this version of Dover is a lot less claustrophobic.
Yeah,
I think there's way more grandstands and way more stuff in the newer one.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever raced on this version of it. I may have, but
because there's versions of Darlington like this where there's literally like nothing. It's like a couple of grandstands and that's it.
There's versions of Bristol like it too.
Did Bristol never have that stadium seating?
Well, Bristol used to be asphalt, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember racing over here in TMP. We raced it once, and it did race a little different. It was, mind you, it's a fixed setup, so it's everybody's kind of fighting the same thing. But to me, it felt like it raced a little different, a little more grip. I would imagine it's probably the same here, but with 4X tire wear, it doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be slippery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Benjamin Snyder in the YouTube chat there. That's, big race coming up for them here. Broadcasted by us on the 3rd of March. The Daytona 500. It's a big one.
We get a lot busy.
Yeah, every Tuesday night we'll be with Maverick, so that'll be cool. They got a good season coming up. I think it's 26 races. I think Ben bumped her up to 26. I'm working on a trailer for the Daytona. I was picking away at it on the weekend, and I didn't like the music I picked, so I switched it. So it's kind of like starting from scratch again, because I'll pick a song and then kind of map out the beats of where I want or what I want to happen. Certain points hit. I'm like, I can't work with the song I was using, so I found a different one. I think we can make it work. So stay tuned to Tarnation TV for that. Subscriptions are free till 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And we only got one thumbs up, so,
Yeah.
Oh, only one person likes it, I guess.
Every time somebody thumbs ups it, I thumbs down it again.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah. It's like symmetry, right? It's like I don't want to tilt the scales.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't like it, dislike it. At least you're interacting with the video. So yeah.
There you go.
Yep, that's it. Interaction counts. Doesn't matter what you click. YouTube saw that you showed up. And yeah, it's neat. Like, there's a 368 subscribers now, I think, to Tarnation TV's YouTube channel, which is kind of sweet. Not a whole lot of people, obviously, on the grand scheme of things. But we get a lot of hits on the videos. A couple hundred hits on the videos. Almost 400 people subscribed. Everybody who subscribes, at least we know they're a real person. I don't pay for robots. So the people who subscribe to the thing are watching the thing. So that's pretty awesome. I kind of want to get it up to 500. So that'll probably happen eventually.
Oh, as we get going along here, we're getting into more and more.
And we're consistent, right? There's always something going on here every week. Like if we're doing one broadcast, or sometimes there's nothing, but there's usually one minimum.
But you also got to think about it too. We've been last year we did Maverick. We did an occasional PRL. We did some of the Talladega Nights, mega marathon races and stuff like that. We do a lot of things, but usually it's 1 or 2 nights a week that we're doing it. And right now, the way it's looking, we're going to be doing the Saturday night deal with ASR. Open Speedway's got us for the end of the month on Mondays. At the end of every Monday night.
Last Tuesday of every month, yeah. Or is it Monday?
Oh, it's Monday nights, yeah.
Monday, right.
And then, March Maverick kicks up on Tuesday. And then, of course, we will be doing their championship race in April here on Wednesday. You do with Seth and Norm McDonald.
Michael, yes. Yeah, Norm McDonald and Bob Saget, yeah.
You do that on Thursday night? We've been pretty busy.
It's busy, yeah. The Tarnation's busy. I don't really race much.
Time of year.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy how far it's come, though. So, yeah, thanks again to you for getting in the co-host seat, because it definitely helps.
Oh, yeah.
Having a guy who knows racing.
A little bit. I've done a little bit of it. More than your average, less than your professionals.
Yeah, I always wonder what's next. Like, we've done everything in NASCAR 2003, right? Like
Drivers,
maybe
to your cars.
Maybe we've done everything. But no.
Nope.
On Reddit, you see these guys coming up with new stuff. Somebody's actually found a way to get real-time telemetry out of the cars. It's giving you the graphs of the G-forces and stuff. And I'm like, man, these guys keep pulling out these apps, these utilities that they're making for this stuff to just draw data out of the game real time.
Yep.
And it's like, can we use that in a broadcast? I don't think so. I just think it's fascinating that, like, I would probably never use that thing. But the fact that some guy's pulling all these stats out of the game, like even now, I've never seen this. The thing's been out since 2003. And we're still figuring stuff out. And these are guys that probably weren't even born when the thing was released.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool if they could do that. You know what I mean? If they could start getting where you could actually show telemetry
Oh, man.
to that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, like what we're doing there, like with Spring. You know, maybe if we could see braking activity and just generic telemetry, like the RPM, the G forces, the tire heat, like all that stuff exists in the game because you can get that stuff from the cockpit. So who says we can't pull it for the broadcast? Maybe not, because I'm not actually driving. But it's there somewhere.
It's like I told you before, that guy that I know that, designed his own program.
Yes.
That the website actually starts the server and all that stuff. And I kept telling him, you should sell this and, whatever. And he goes, no. And then I got to support it. Well, I come to find out the Hobo Racing, Dan Rubino is one of his brother, Steve, and him kind of both ran that league at Hobo Racing because they were from Hoboken, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And they decided that they had enough of it. I don't know how many years that they ran. And so some of the guys that raced over there took over the league from them. And I found out that my buddy Jeff is actually allowing them to use his program, his server, and everything. And they're running, it's the admin's dream program. And they're running it. So he's actually starting to kind of get it out there. It'd be kind of neat if he could do, I don't know if it's a money-making thing or what it would be, but it'd be neat if it was open up for more people to be able to use.
Oh, wow. So Hobo was using that?
Yep.
Crazy.
That's what I heard.
Because you said the whole thing was automated and it would track stats for miles and just spitting out something different than what we're used to with Score 4. Like we can plug an export into Score 4 and it'll keep track of stuff like laps led and points and all that kind of stuff. But you're talking about pulling out like some pretty detailed statistics.
Hey, I beat you on qualifying this time. Not very often that happens. So Richard Knappich took the pole, Jamie Tedder second, Vipers in third, Tom Musa substituting for Dan Rubino in fourth, Robert Spring in the fifth position, Richard Finkel, Tom Goodman, Josh 2, Wayne Driscoll couldn't qualify because they were the top four in the last race. Richard Jordan decided, I'm going to start in the back, so he's in the way back. He'll be the shotgun on the field tonight for our second race.
Yeah, out there on the happy hour loop right now for another 5 minutes. So if any of the viewers watching, we're going to just, another 5 minutes or so will be green for race number 2, and that'll wrap up the night. So thanks again for watching. There's the schedule coming up for the next week or so. February 5th, which is tomorrow, Rolling Thunder Gaming. We're doing the Talladega Challenge, the Flat Out Racing Network. Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, and Seth Cole do majority of the commentating there. We simulcast that here on Tarnation TV as well as Flat Out, so you can get the same feed, goes out to both channels. 9 o'clock Eastern, Talladega RTG version 4, the Wyden Pit Road by John Godfrey. And then we use that same track again on Saturday, February the 7th, will be with All-Star Racing Super Speedway Premier Series. My dog is scratching. That's what that thumping sound is. And that's live at about 9 o'clock as well. And of course, she's leaning against my desk.
It's the dog, yeah. So, and then of course, watch us on Monday nights. Are we there yet? We managed to struggle with the swamp until I found a way around everything. And yes, DJ, it's at AOR. So DJ knows a little bit about the AOR. The AOR Speedway, which is American Online Racing. It's, what my buddy Jeff does, Jeff Trowbridge, and yeah, he does that program is wicked, and I wish he'd get it out to a lot of the people to use. But
you said the whole thing's web-based, eh?
It's got a website, and that website controls everything. And it even puts the points up when the race is over. It starts the race. It controls the race. It is just incredible.
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah,
Benjamin, I've been watching that Ram Race for the Seat. That is actually a pretty cool show. I don't know who's going to get it. I'd like to see Mike Christopher Jr. get it, but I don't think he's gonna. You've been watching that, the Ram Race for the Seat?
No.
So Dodge Ram, or Ram is the company itself, they have got with Colin Racing, and they're doing a kind of a competition. And the winner of the competition gets a free ride for the year in a truck for Colin Racing, sponsored by Ram. And there's 50 drivers that are going for it, young and old. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And they've started out racing Legends cars. Then they went to go-karts at VIR. And they went with late models at VIR. They were doing... It's just been really cool. They had to do a commercial. They had to do fitness. I mean, they're just doing the whole package. And every time they do it, they get points. And I'm not sure how they're working it out, but it should be the guy that gets the most points wins it. But, it's kind of neat. It's a pretty cool show. You can catch it on YouTube if you want. There's about, I think, 5 or 6, maybe 7 episodes already.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Benjamin Snyder in the YouTube chat there saying they might do merchandising in NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Check that out. Maverick Racing Series. That'd be kind of neat. Buy a Tarnation TV hat. Oh yeah, we were doing the pace car thing. And Benjamin mentions there too. Jeffrey Elliott came up with the Grand Marshal. So yeah, we were doing the Grand Marshal, gentlemen, start your engines, which was pretty cool. You get different people involved in the broadcasting.
Drivers, to your cars.
So yeah, we did the Grand Marshals there. Here we do the pace car thing. Just different, people who don't race. And it was kind of neat to see all the different things that we come up with,
Richard Knappick's going to start on the pole with Jamie Tedder on the outside, Viper, and then Tom Musa. Then you got Robert Spring, Richard Finkel. Then there's that little blank spot where I was supposed to be.
Right.
On the outside of Tom Goodman. Then Josh 2, the last race winner. Wayne Driscoll. And rounding at the top of the is Richard Jordan, RC we call him. And, it's going to be an interesting race. Now, Josh 2's got a long way to go. He got some pretty good muscle out there, Richard Knappick, up front. He wins a few races. Good little driver, but Jamie Tedder on the outside of him, you don't really want to get that guy too much of a lead, as he's pretty good. So, of course, Viper and Tom Musa right there, so it'll be interesting to see out of them top 4 who ends up winning it all up, or are we going to see Josh 2 come from the back and, capture another victory tonight? Sentimental favorite, I'll take Robert Spring, but realistically, I think Jamie Tedder will probably take the second one.
You think?
I think so. I could be wrong.
2 dominated race number 1, so he's obviously an easy choice.
Yes. I don't know. It's Rich Knappick's one of those guys who's pretty good at most tracks, but there are certain tracks that every one of these guys out here are, every driver that races this, you've got a track that you're really good at, and you've got tracks that you really don't. You're really not that really good at. But I'm not sure which ones Richard Knappick is good at or not good at, but seemed to struggle a little bit in the first one. So
there was a guy that was almost unbeatable. Except at super speedways. What was it? Robert Balcom?
Robert Louderman.
Was it
really good at
Balcom? Was it Robert Balcom or Richard Balcom? His last name was Balcom. That guy was amazing. I haven't seen him in a really long time. I don't know what happened to him, but there's guys who could beat him, but man, at super speedway, he didn't race much. Nice on the outside.
Better just roll that outside. Viper's going to follow him through. Think you're going to probably see them guys do that. Yep, I think Knappick's going to probably be a little bit more on tire saving than he was the last time. He might have overdrove it just a little bit and kind of used up the tires. And I'm telling you right now, you get Jamie Tedder out there out front. If he ain't got too much pressure, he'll save them tires, and it'll be hard to beat.
Benjamin in the YouTube. Oh, Robert Balcom. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, it was Robert Balcom. That guy was really good.
Taking a look back at Josh too, he's already up into the 5th spot, so he's gained a few spots already. Fighting with Tom Goodman right now, trying to figure out a way to get by him.
So here's the thing too, I forgot about that. We are running the Aero 88 mod tonight, but we are running the Grand National physics on these things, the GNS physics. So that would be a heavier car?
It would be not so much a heavier car, but less horsepower.
Okay.
So
smaller motor.
Yeah, basically a smaller motor. I'm not sure exactly what year it was that the trucks actually had more horsepower than the Grand National cars or the Busch cars. Xfinity, now I don't know what they call them now, but I think it's the O'Reilly series. But it's just basically they'll drive very similar to the Cup physics.
Okay.
Don't have the power. So, and how does that affect? Well, when you come off the corner, in the Cup physics, you got more power. You can have a tendency to get it a little looser. Sometimes you can use the throttle to drive it through the corners, where this one will have a little less horsepower. You'll have a tendency, not to be able to drive it out of the corners as much if you were trying to get it loose. Although we have seen the guys, when these tires get worn down, come off the corners pretty loose.
Yeah. They're reeling in Tedder a little bit. Tedder, I think he just used a bunch of stuff just to get out in front and lead some laps. And now he's sort of settled in where he might just be looking in the rearview mirror or maybe watching that relative to see, I'm just going to keep these guys within a second or two.
I think my NASCAR is crashing.
Oh.
That's all right.
We're back here to 7th position. Robert Spring in the 74. Finkel right behind him in the 2. Driscoll there in 9th. The pace car. We don't want to look at the pace car. And in 10th position there, the 61 of Dick Jordan. Tedder's got about a half second. Sorry, what?
Never had it do it like the way it crashed, but that's all right. Well, I'm going to get back in there.
Yeah, sometimes it likes to do flips.
Normally when it crashes, it just kicks you out and, you roughly get right back in. This one here, it took a minute and it was like, wow, it's not working. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah. It crashes like Brian Wolf at Talladega.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
We should have brought Brian with us tonight. That'd have been fun.
Yeah. I think Benjamin can toss her down in the comments there. I believe Brian's with us for Maverick's first race at Daytona of the 6th season that they're doing. We are running a 3-man broadcast that day. I
know that Benjamin and him were talks to having Brian sponsor a race, and that Brian was going to be in the booth possibly with us when we do that. But other than, I don't know. I hadn't heard any of that. That'll be cool.
Yep.
Tom Musa driving for Dan Rubino, currently in the 3rd spot. I think what you're going to see right now is a lot of these guys they've learned a lot from that first race, and I just think they're going to be a little bit more gentle on the tires. Try to see, they saw, Robert Spring go quite a ways on tires. Strategy, you start playing the strategy at this, at the very beginning. As we said before, a great strategy could get all thrown out the door when a caution comes out, but you try to, I've raced with these guys. I usually race with these guys on Wednesdays, and the strategies just go far and wide. You go in, you think about how you're going to do it, and then, like I said, yellow flag comes out, and then it changes it. But you're always trying to, on the fly, change your strategy, try to figure out what way is going to be best. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't.
So what was I getting confused with the Open Setup League? Who runs?
It's going to be Wednesday. ASR has a
it's ASR,
open.
Right? Because I'm thinking, Wednesdays it's open, but I remember it was ASR that runs it. Yeah,
that's where I'll be racing over to ASR and their Cup Series open setups, with the exception of what we do here for the championships with TMP. So, but yeah, that's what I kind of like the open setups. I like to be able to. It gives you a little bit more control of your own destiny. So I kind of like that. If it's a little tight, loosen it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the pit stall and everything, tire pressures and wedge, track bar, it's cool.
And I I've known I'll go out there and just do a couple laps, and if it's pretty good, but it's not quite perfect, you can just do a couple of quick changes with your shocks, and and it makes it bite better off the corner or whatever. Once you're in there, you're right. Tire pressures, you got wedge, track bar, tape, are a few of the instruments you have, but it's really cool. You can go in there and I'm a little bit tight, put a little more air pressure in that right rear tire, and it'll make it turn better. Jamie Tedder's gaining and gaining. He's every lap he's gaining a little bit more time. I told you that you got to watch out for Jamie. You get him out front, he's going to be hard to beat. The only thing that's probably going to beat him is just the wrong strategy. Question I have is he running too hard? He's gaining about probably a tenth of a second a lap. Is he out there running it too hard?
Who's that? Who was that you were talking about?
Oh, Jamie Tedder.
Oh, Tedder, yeah.
Gaining about like a tenth of a second a lap. And just kind of watching what he's doing there. And gains a little bit. Viper's right behind him. Yeah, so he's gaining about there's about 0.3 of a second. So, we've been, green flag all the way. That's how do you do your strategy with the green flag? Well, you would go as far as fuel and tires will let you. Take your 4 tires, go out, do as far as fuel and tires let you. Again, come in, take to the 2 tires, probably the rights, and go the distance. But like I say, strategy can get thrown all out. We know they can do about 21 laps. Currently, we're on lap 21, so they're going to be pitting soon, within a few laps. Maybe Jamie's at the mindset, I'm going to be changing these tires, relatively soon.
Right.
I'm not going to use them again. Let's burn them up. Let's see if we can make up some distance so that when he pits, he's got a little bit more of a cushion. Maybe he can, continue to do that. That makes sense. You run, you save your tires, get down to the end of them. Like I said, you're not going to use them again. Burn them up.
With a 10 tire limit, you're going to put on 4. So now you've already used up the 8. If you can make it almost halfway through this 60-lap race, that's pretty good, because then you do have that last set that you'll, probably get right sides if you had to come in again.
Should be seeing them pit relatively soon. But watching that, that strategy, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, or last Wednesday, my arm wouldn't let me race, so I came in and played sitting admin for Tom, and watched Tom Goodman go out, and first time he got this 4 sets of tires went out. He decided in the first race that he was going to just put right side tires on the first pit stop, and that way when he come out in the second pit stop, he'd put 4 tires on, and he'd be out there with better tires, and that would work out for him. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work very well for him. He ended out popping the left front tire, and that strategy didn't work. He didn't do it in the second one, but but that's just not saying I'm not picking on Tom Top Set, whatever. It's just he tried a different strategy, and unfortunately for him, it didn't work.
Yeah, you gotta here he goes here.
Yep. Road.
To answer Ben's question too, yeah, buddy, I'll be using the horizontal ticker for you, the rolling one across the top. It's an option. Like I've got the vertical one, and I'll never get rid of the horizontal one. So it's basically up to the league which ones they want to run.
Viper's also pitting as well. That puts the lead over to Rich Finkel. Rich Napik's in second. Josh 2 in third.
Jordan coming down pit road.
And Tedder and Viper are both taking 4 tires. Tedder's down and away.
Most guys are coming into the pits right now. Goodman looks like he's staying out. Tedder has 23 laps led so far. Napik and Finkel have 1 each.
Josh 2's in.
Tedder back out on the track.
Driscoll comes in. We're seeing him almost collided on pit road. Robert Springs coming in. Looks like so far everybody's taken 4 tires, which is what we kind of figured they would do. Because then you can go another. Well, they went about 26 laps, so then we know you can go about 26 laps. Then you come in and take right sides. What little fuel you need to take to make it to the end of the race, and go out there and see if you can get them. remember earlier we talked about Rich Knappett, who was on the pole. He is now on pit road, just leaving pit road now. He went a little bit further than everybody else did. So as we were talking about it, I said he's probably just, he was on pole. He got passed within a short period of time. Didn't really fight it much. They can save it more, just worried about kind of saving tires and, trying to make sure that he can go a little bit further. The thing about it is, the further you can go, so he made it almost, 26 laps. So if he can go that same distance, he may not take tires again and just do a quick fuel, splash and go. That's the strategy, kind of the strategy you got to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now that we know that they can go that far, they still have another. Well, what now? They can only take 2 tires next time, right? Yellow flag up.
That's under yellow flag, under green flag conditions. I see some smoke there.
Yeah, yellow flag is up.
Okay. Looking to see, some other stuff on the GNL TV, and kind of looked back and saw smoke. Amy Tedder was able to get back out front into the lead.
It looked like 2 went around, unfortunately.
So Tedder and Viper are on pit road. I'm going to keep track of them here because I think you'll probably just see either fuel only, maybe right sides. Nope, no tires. So they're just doing a fuel only stop. So now that allows them to go. Ooh, Tedder gets loose off pit road there, but saves it, keeps going. That will give them the opportunity to go to about maybe 4 to go and whatever. I think you'll see these guys aren't going to take any more tires. Josh 2 around, huh?
Yeah, he just got loose. Everybody was running by themselves, and 2 just the back end got out from underneath them and tried to save it. Didn't work, but didn't. No damage done. Tires might need to be changed.
Yeah, I was going to say that ain't going to be good for the tires.
No. But I mean, no accident. Like didn't impact the wall. Nobody hit him. So there was lots of space out there. Everybody was kind of tucked into their own little rhythm, and no harm, no foul. Maybe he did it on purpose.
Second time around, you got Wayne Driscoll and Josh 2 on pit road. Fuel only stop for the both of them. Unfortunately, Josh 2 pitted, got kind of blocked out Driscoll a little bit, but he was nice enough to make sure that Driscoll gets out in front of him. I'll let him go. Basically, Driscoll kind of long pitted and 2 short pitted, and it kind of blocked Driscoll from getting out of the pit road there. So
you see the 33 go by. These are cars that are a lap down, lucky dog style.
So one of them, he'll get his lap back. Fortunately for Robert Spring, now he's going to take his fuel. Although, pitting this late, it'll be interesting. Somebody who pits on the last run, because right now it should be 2's back in there. The lights should be off on the pace car.
Yep.
Which they are. So pitting late, I'd be interesting to see if we know Robert Spring. It's not going to do him much good because of being a lap down. It may help him too. I mean, it could very well help him. But Josh 2, who's still on the lead lap, unfortunately, tires may not be able to make the distance, but he might be able to go the distance on fuel. AKA Dan Rapino out in the lead. It's kind of nice of the lead to do that, though, as John Palmer drives the pace car down pit road with Mackenzie Weston in the passenger seat. Moose gets that fired up. It's a good jump. Finkel's right behind him on that one, but not quite fast enough. Now the question is can they go the distance, or are we going to have to see another fuel stop? They went 26 laps. Some of them did that last time around, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, because we also remember, too, when you're under yellow, you definitely don't burn as much fuel, so then it's going to be close. Oh, man, everybody's slapping that wall.
I was going to say, I saw Tom Moose get a little loose, Richard Finkel get a loose. They come up there and scrape the wall a little bit. Damage is moderate, which is good. But you still do get some damage, and that can, hurt you either aerodynamically or motor-wise. Something like that may not be that bad. It may get a little bit of damage from it, but you don't want to do that lap after lap. That's not going to be good for you.
Well, and you think about that too. If you do have a little bit of damage, the car might handle a little different, which then in turn you have to drive a little bit differently, which then leads to more tire wear.
I like to say it would, help you, hitting it like that would probably make it a little bit looser, but no, 9 times out of 10 when you do that, it makes it tighter. If you're already fighting a tight condition, it doesn't get any better. Jamie Tedder back into second place.
Finkel just
Viper
got passed
right
by
behind him.
Viper and Tedder. And number
So
6
as we
behind him
know-
now, Rich Napick.
8 of the guys out here, they're not really, they're fighting for the Aero 88 championship, which is, isn't as much prestigious as the overall championship. But so 8 of the drivers that are out here racing, they're racing to win races, practice, and whatnot. So they're already in the championship. But us racers, we ain't gonna go out there and lay up for nothing. We're going out there if we want to go out and win. That's why we're here.
YouTube chat question from DJ. How many laps did Goodman get? How many laps led? I would assume you were asking John. I want to say John Goodman every time. Don Goodman in the 33 has led 1 lap. And that's bonus points, man, as long as you get them laps.
I was sitting there going, mine. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got kicked out on that one. And when you do that, GNL TV shuts down. So
Yeah, you'd have to quit the game and then restart Apache and GNL.
not going to happen.
Yeah, and then refire Apache at GNL and then start the game so it reattaches properly.
Yep. You'll just have to go for, have questions about pit stops and everything. Blaine will take care of it.
Yep.
Questions about points, well, that's my specialty because I have all that. RC's headed down pit road here with 20 to go.
Yeah, laps led so far, 28 by Tedder, 6 by Musa. Finkel has 1, 3 by Napick, and 1 by Goodman. I wonder... We're watching the 61 to see what he's up to here. Oh, overshot his pit stop.
I was going to say that he's taking right sides.
So that's all he can get, right? Is right side
Oh, it all
only.
depends. He took, so he must have already taken it. No, he's taken the left side too.
Okay.
So he may have only taken right side, just right sides earlier. Different strategy. It's not going to probably be the winning strategy unless, per se, they get out there and caution comes out. And he can get the the lucky dog. Then gets starts around in the back. Them guys have to go in and get tires. He's already out there with good tires on them. The strategy's all over the board with this. I mean, who's got the winning combination? You never know. Right now, I think Jamie Tedder's probably got it.
On board right now with the 24 Viper. You see Tedder in front.
Tedder's got the lead. Viper second. John Goodman third.
Tom.
John, you see, you got me.
I got you doing it now too, yeah. I'm gonna have to go watch some Roseanne after this.
Pascal, and then
Or the Big Lebowski.
substitute for Dan Rubino, Tom Musa in fourth. That's good for Dan. Dan's going to be, if it continues the way it is, although Napick is all over his rear bumper.
So with Musa driving the 44,
Musa's on pit road.
Yep. Does he collect the points for the 44?
Yeah, he is basically driving as
Bino.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is substituting for him, and like I said, he got with all the drivers and asked, because Dan takes a vacation usually this time of the year, goes down in Florida and hangs out with his daughter, and couldn't be here, so they did a vote, and everybody said sure, why not? I was even invited on that vote. So.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to move him back. So the interesting thing is Tom going to Lusa going to take to the 2 tires and get fuel, or is he just going to take the fuel? Looks like he's only taking the fuel. He did take tires. He took right side tires. Now we know he can go. Now the question is can Jamie Tedder, Viper, John, Tom Goodman, I had to say that, and Rich Knappick and Wayne Driscoll, can they make it from here? It'd be interesting to see the guys that have got newer tires, that have come in and taken the 2 right side tires. Can they make up some ground with that? Right now, currently, we have, must be Jamie Tedder came or isn't on pit road. Viper's on pit road. Jamie Tedder's headed down pit road right now, or coming off from pit road right now. Viper was just on pit road, so they couldn't go as far as we thought. So they probably are going to get them right side tires, making that last minute charge to the end. So it'd be interesting to see who is going to get. Jamie Tedder's a lap down.
Do you think too that maybe they could have gone that far, but they're just coming in early to kind of get back up to speed and get the car going again?
Well, you've seen a few drivers do that.
Mm-hmm.
The few drivers came in, stopped.
Like, why wait until there's 2 laps left? Because then you can't make anything happen if there's only a couple laps left, right?
So, like I say, your strategy that you have could just be all thrown out the window by a caution. It could be thrown out the window by another driver. If another driver that's a competitive driver decides to just do something different,
mm-hmm.
and that allows them to make up some ground. I mean, you think about it. Somebody comes in, they take 2 tires, they come out. They're a lap down, but you notice that their lap times are, they're gaining, half a second on you and whatever. You can't keep going or they're going to run you down. So now it's time to go in and get that same tires. Go out there and try to, turn the lap times about the same as they can. Jamie Tedder lap back there, just got past Robert Spring to put himself into the 4th. Now he just went by Driscoll, but Driscoll is 3rd, 1 lap on the lead lap. So Jamie Tedder is the first car now, 1 lap down. So should the caution come out, he would be the lucky dog, but he is currently running down. He made up some really big distance from Wade Driscoll there. So I just noticed out front there, he's starting to run down Tom Goodman. So got the strategy probably right. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and
it's fast, but he's also 1 lap down.
Leading this thing. Goodman's in his rearview mirror, but by about 1.5 seconds behind.
You got Driscoll back there just about 6 seconds back. Tedder just drove right underneath Tom Goodman and just left him. I mean, those newer tires that he's got on are paying dividends, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough with about 4 laps to go. Napping on pit road.
Yeah, I was wondering how long that was going to last because I don't think he pit it.
That puts Tom Goodman back out in the lead. We'll have to see if he can go the distance. Jamie Tedder's got a long ways to go to be able to catch up to him. Viper just went past him. Goodman just turned a 23.54. Tom Goodman's doing 26.17. There's a big difference in speed, but they're running out of time. And Tom Goodman gets into the fence.
Yeah.
Hard, but
having problems finding the right cars because we've got 4 guys on the lead lap. Well, 5 guys. Viper just got his back too.
Yeah, then
white flag in the air.
Yeah, I was going to say Goodman might just pull this off.
looks like he's doing a pretty good job. I mean,
Driscoll's running him down, though.
right there. Yeah. There's Driscoll for second. That's sixth car.
Richard Napick might be in the way for Driscoll to make that really good move. Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
no way. Oh, my God. What the?
Oh, wow.
What a finish, man. You wanted a highlight reel finish? You just got one. Holy smokes. This isn't Tarnation TV Turbo. Holy crap.
Wow.
That was amazing. This is our first race at TMP, and I'll never forget that one.
Yeah,
holy moly. Okay, we got to say. So who wins?
If Napick wasn't there.
I thought it was. Wait a second. Oh, did he retire?
Napick was a lap down.
Goodman get it? Goodman got it.
Goodman got it.
But he quit. He didn't.
He didn't do his burnout, no.
No, he didn't. I was going to put the flag in his hand. I'll save the replay up, and we can still make that happen. That was amazing.
Yes, it was. That was pretty wild finish.
And then one guy, like a couple of them actually hurdled the wall into the pits. Like, it's like, heads up, head for the hills. There's some scrap metal flying through the air.
Yeah, and it looks like Richard Napick, who was a lap down, able to get his lap back.
He did,
due to that incident there, and he finishes on the lead lap. So let's see if we can find Jamie Tedder, get him up here, and have a chat with him about that wild finish.
Yeah, Napick was actually part of that finish, even though he wasn't racing for position. It sort of stacked everybody up. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was crazy. All right. Jamie, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth there, buddy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
I pegged you down as the winner there. That's the funny thing about these races here with the no tires under caution kind of thing. Being up here, I race with you guys. I understand some of it, but boy, we thought maybe you were going to go the distance, and then you pitted a little early. You really made up some good ground with those fresher tires. And I thought for sure that Napick was going to go the distance. He pitted, and then we come down to that wild finish. Now it was about 14 seconds ahead of you. I don't know if you saw it, but you probably saw the smoke. But
oh yeah,
coming off third, I know you're already in the championship hunt for the when you get into the elimination finals. But not all in all, not a bad race.
No, it was actually a good race. And this was my race to lose. When we had that yellow. And we pitted for fuel. I stayed out and didn't go back in after I pitted one time for fuel, and we were still under yellow for 2 more laps, and I should have pitted those 2 laps, and that way I would have had enough fuel. But that was my fault.
Well, that's what I say. It's the strategy in this can go any way. I mean, you can have a strategy going in, and like we kept saying, one quick caution could just destroy your whole strategy, and you have to kind of re-rack it and figure out what you're going to do from that point. And obviously, like you said, you had an idea that you could go the distance and couldn't quite make it. But like I said, you still got to be happy with third. I mean, would you get in the first one? I forget.
Oh, I was like 10th in the first one. There was some issues on pit road in the first one for me, but apparently if you cut in too soon to get in your pit box, it won't pit you.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
A little different one for this track.
Yeah. And it's tight pit stalls, so you're like, oh gosh, you really have to creep in there.
It also looks like this version of it, though, actually pit road is a bit wider than the new ones.
It is. It's definitely wider.
It kind of looks like it is a little bit wider than when you get into the newer versions of it. There's a lot less room there, but all in all, like I said, successful night. The second one, I was. Hey, were you starting outside pole? I was like, I'd keep my eyes, so I was like, sentimentally, I'd like to see Robert Spring get it. But I was like, I'm going to pick Jamie. And you had me convinced right up until, you got down there and you were lapped down, you made it back, and you were coming, dude. You were really, really coming.
Yeah, we tried. Even Viper had whispered to me and said, I can tell you're driving the crap out of that car. I was like, yep, sure am.
I figured that when you come down to that first one, was watching you. You kind of kept pace with, you were gaining a little bit, maybe about 1/10 of a second a lap. And I said, yeah, he's just, cruising. And all of a sudden I see that 1/10 of a second go up to about, 3/10, 4/10 of a second. And I said, well, I looked at the thing and I said, well, they're going to be, I was told they can only do about 23 laps. I said, he's going to be pitting soon. He ain't never going to use these tires again. I figured you're just going to, might as well use them up, get as much distance as you can. That way you pit, get in and out, and, you come out in a little bit better standings. But all in all, just strategy just kind of didn't pay off with that yellow.
No, it sure didn't. And, based upon the first race, I was banking for hopefully another yellow, but it didn't happen. So, oh well. We'll take home third and be happy with that and go on to next week.
There you go. Blaine, do you have anything for Jamie?
Oh, yeah, I was just messing with the replay, just watching that thing again. Is it tough to run two different, like it's the same track, but like two different races in one night like that? Do you learn from the first race and adapt to the second one, or you just run your own thing?
Yeah, I feel like your first race, you kind of learn what you can and can't do and how you can push the car. But what I was telling Viper for the second race, it's like the track changed a little bit. So it was looser in 1 and 2 and pushing like a devil out of 3 and 4. So, which was totally different from the first race. So you had to back up and regroup a little bit and try to figure out how you're going to keep the car down there.
Yeah, and then of course you don't have the like the newer version has the crossover bridge. It's not hard here, I would imagine, if you're just, if you're not really like paying attention to it, well, what corner am I in? Because you could kind of lose that, effect of it or whatever. And what, am I in 1 or 2 or 3 and 4? And, how do I drive this one? I can see how that can get a little bit confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right. Well, congratulations on your third place in the second one there. Like I said, I had you pegged to win. I'll give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank, so the floor is yours.
Of course, TMP, they always put on a good show on Wednesday nights. And of course, when Tarnation TV shows up, it's even better. So, but shout out to Tom Musa for all he does to put into this championship series that we do, the different series, and then go to the IROC for the championship. So it's actually a good way to keep you on your toes, and you drive different. You're driving different mods with different physics each season or each section. So, but anyway, I appreciate Tom for all he does, and of course, shout out to Tom Goodman for winning this race, and Josh too for putting one of the SMO cars in the victory lane in the first race. So, but I appreciate everything, and I'll give the floor back to you guys.
Oh, and you got to give a shout out to SMO for letting Tom and these hooligans over here run on your server too.
Oh yeah, when he asked about it, I was like, you know what, hey, that's another night of racing. Let's do this.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll see. I might be there next week and racing with you guys again. So congratulations.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's just gonna go grab Wade, and he is gone.
Yeah, just left.
Yeah.
How dare he?
I was just going to grab him. We wanted to ask, I mean, geez, now we got Fast Cow or John, as we've been calling you. You'll watch the thing.
Yeah.
Blaine started calling you John Goodman. And then
watching Big Lebowski clips all day, and I start calling you John Goodman.
But anyway.
All the day's work.
Hey, this thing on.
You won the second one. You used a little bit of strategy that was a little different. You only pitted once tonight, right, on that one there.
Yep.
I talked earlier about how last week you tried the, you can't start with the 4 tires. You went to 2, and that did not work out for you at all.
Yeah, I'm done with that strategy.
Yeah, I figured you would be. Then you come out and you were out there on older tires. you had Wade Driscoll. I mean, he was coming. I think the lap car with Richard Knappich really kind of helped you out a little bit, because he had, Knappich's out there racing. He's not going to just move over, and Wade got behind him, and kind of that slowed him down just enough in 3 and 4 to where he couldn't quite get to you. But then again, he got off 4 good enough, and he did get to you in one of the most dramatic finishes that we've seen. But you still ended up coming out with a win, and we already know that I think for you in the first season, you already made it in, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
So then now you guys are out here just trying to, steal wins, and with this group of guys, I mean, some of the guys in here to steal a win like that with great strategy, that's pretty good.
Well, there's always a little bit of luck involved, but that second race, the first half of it, there was no caution. So once it got to about 20 laps, I'm going, I gotta save gas. I cannot go and make another stop. So I was saving gas from, actually, I think it was right around lap 12 or 13. And I started out, I never went really fast. If you look at my fast time, it's probably not very good, but I was trying to save them tires. And so when that caution came out, I had just come in and I had my right tires on, and so I was good. I had my 4 tires, and I came out, and I was a lap down because they had just passed me as the yellow came out. So I ended up the lucky dog, and that's the lucky part.
Yeah, because see, what they don't understand is if you are on pit road, when the yellow comes out, that's considered that you're doing it, and you can pit, take tires, and that is one of the saving graces for Tom tonight, is that you got caught in that scenario, which gave you the chance to take the tires, not lose as much time as you potentially would have. Getting the lucky dog puts you right back here in the back, which is a big advantage, because now you've got fresh tires with guys that still have to pit.
Yep, and nobody pushing me. I can pace myself and let them do what they do. And right when I pulled in, I was in first place. I chuckled because as I crossed the start-finish line in the pit, it says, "You're in front."
Yep, that's pretty awesome, dude. So.
And then I was a lap down on a restart, which was wiped out, and so yeah, it was all good. It was like that, like the C's parted on that one. Because that tire rule is tough, and it's hard because the tires were grinding. It didn't matter what you did. That right front tire was going to last 31 laps. That's it. And it blew it blew in turn 2 before I came into pits on lap 31.
Wow.
So I was out of fuel. I was out of tires, but I made it to lap 31. And then, of course, that's when I went a little further without saving fuel. But then I realized, after I went like 8 laps, I looked at it, I'm 3 laps short. Nope, gotta go. Because I was good when I came out of pits, and then it just, started dropping down. So I'm back to saving fuel. And yeah, I think Rich was a little in the way for Wade there. So I believe Wade just tried to dive bomb me and get around me.
Oh, that late in the run, I mean, it don't matter. Your tires are pretty well shot. You know what I mean? He's trying to. Right.
Almost everybody, I think everybody took 2 pits. So everybody had fresher tires than me. And I was, there to go by, and I'm looking at the position. And they're all lap cars. And the only one I had to worry about was Wade. And he was coming, but then suddenly he wasn't. He was right at about a second or so, and then he stopped coming. And then, of course, I got slower in the last 2 laps, and here he comes. But there's Rich, and I really can't see the 78 car much, but all of a sudden he's going around me. I thought, he's got me, and then he turned into me, and I left my ass off.
Well, you got to figure, too, though. He's, he's trying his hardest to get off that corner. Tires are wore out. You ain't no grip there. Unfortunately, you guys did come together, but still, you ended up with the win, and that sent Driscoll over into the pits. And all in all, though, great night for you. I'd like to say it helped you out in the points, but you're already in there. We've got.
We're just chest pounding now.
Yeah. You get out there and just you got that little I won. That's going to last you for the week, and then next week you'll come back and be humbled again, or hopefully maybe you go back there and win another one.
Yeah, I've been in the winner's circle a couple of times, not as much as a lot of the guys, but
Yeah.
I'm a mid-pack guy. I'm welcome to the mid-pack club. Here I am.
Yeah, but, it's nice that you got a chance to steal one every once in a while by using strategy that just paid off, I mean, and like you said, the strategy, it isn't exactly what you had in mind, but it, Lady Luck fell in the way and gave you the opportunity to be, at the right time and gave you the ability to run further and ultimately come out with a win.
10-4.
I got a question about the tire play, because you guys, you got to run with this tire limit. Is there is it the same strategy coming in I mean, you could get caught into a racing situation with someone and you'd have to change your tire strategy if you end up racing too hard or harder than you want to. Like, how does that work? Do you have a plan and then you have to change that plan, or are you pretty strict with the plan? You just stick to it?
Well, so this is our second season doing this rule, and we've learned a lot. Tire management, you learn a little bit about tire management, but mostly you learn whether or not you can do it on 2 stops or if you absolutely have to do it on 3. Right. And the first race, I went coming out in second or third, wherever I was, fourth. I learned that we could do it on 1 stop, so that was my strategy going in. But I believe almost all, if not all, the rest of the racers planned on 2 stops. And my clockwork, they did with about, 5 laps to go. And that's when I was really watching the positions, because I know I wasn't going in.
Well, that's kind of neat, though. I mean, so many
surprised.
Different strategy to it,
I was surprised we didn't see more cut tires. There's only a couple. I was thinking everybody's going to start blowing tires up, but like you said, you guys learned a lot.
Right front, I'll bet, except for maybe Jamie. Yeah, Jamie's the only one I can think of that maybe didn't blow a right front. Everybody else blew at least 1 between the 2 races, including me. I blew 2.
Well, I must have missed it then, because I usually pick that up on the broadcast, but
I blew it at second, corner 2 before I pitted on lap 31.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe we didn't notice because by the time we saw you pitting, it's too late, right?
Right. Well, I wasn't going very fast, so it only moved me over about a half a car width, and I was ready for it. So.
Okay.
And it was just coming out of that turn, so once it blew and I got it straightened out, I was able to accelerate hard till I got to that turn. Then I knew I wouldn't make it if I didn't slow way down. So I got down to 61 and was able to make it around to the pits.
Nice.
And it only lost me 1 lap, because right when the yellow came out was maybe 1 or 2 seconds before they passed in front of me. And I don't know where they wrecked, but I didn't even see the wreck that caused the yellow. I was in the pits getting 4 rubbers and straightening out the metal.
I think it was just a single car spin, actually. There was no real. Yeah, it was just a 2 spun around right in front of somebody else, and nobody made contact, but he was, in the path of another car, so the yellow came out.
Well, there was a tricky section in turn 4. If you were low and running that 3-4 low, and you stood on the gas a little bit early with good tires, you could go around. It would get loose on you. And I saw a lot of swirl stripes coming out of 4 because of that. Other than that, there really wasn't any hard spots. But like Jamie said, it was otherwise it was tight in 4. It was either loose or tight. There wasn't an exact spot where you could keep it hammered.
That's wild.
Always kept you on your toes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a real narrow line in 4, and a lot of ways to get to it. And I tried high, I tried low, I tried diamond, I tried everything. It didn't matter.
Well, there you go. Congratulations on your win. It'll give you a chance to thank anybody that you want to thank for, getting you here or whatnot. So the floor is yours.
Well, all the racers that we race with are guys that we race with just about every week. And this is the funnest bunch of guys I've raced with ever. And most of them are faster than me, but they teach me stuff and are not stingy about helping a person. So I have to shout out to mostly Jamie and Chris Aiken, who wasn't in this race tonight, and Viper, along with Tom Musa, who's helped me in the past, and then of course Josh too, and the other guys that just make it fun, and of course Tom putting this race on, his series on by himself after Roger retired, doing a pretty good job, and the attendance has been pretty good, and I look forward to more from TMP.
That was a great race. Great races. Forget those two.
Race winner from the round 2, and we already know he's in, looking forward to, we're going to get to do the IROC series for you guys, and televise the championship round. So with any luck, maybe you'll come out on top on that.
Awesome.
All right.
I like TV racing. I won a few doing that.
There you go. See, you won one tonight, so that's, we're going to be there. So maybe that's going to be your good luck turn.
Right. I'm not afraid of the TV. It's good to me.
Let's do it.
All right.
There we go. Our winner of this round 2 there, Tom Goodman, or John, as Blaine was calling him.
Yeah.
The guy we call Fast Cow. So
Just should have called me Cows.
We're just going to start going with Fast Cows, yeah.
All right, man. I'll let you guys go.
Thanks, Tom. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Man. Thanks. Great race.
I got to watch it now.
Yeah, that finish was pretty awesome.
All right, do you think we want to grab Tom Musa tonight and thank him, or do you just want to roll with it?
Yeah, sure. Grab him. He's the only one left.
Tom Musa, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth live on Tarnation TV. You got a copy?
I do, guys.
What a night, buddy. That was pretty wild finish to that second race.
I was too far back to see that.
You'll have to watch a broadcast. You have to give a lot of credit to Driscoll. He was trying and was going to go for it. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him in there and get him to do it. But I believe he probably has school tomorrow.
Oh, he's actually out of school. He's 19 now, I think.
Oh, God. I knew he was young, but I didn't know how old he was now.
Yeah, he had to get off to go to work. But, yeah, he told me he was saving gas, and right in the last lap coming out of 4, Rich Napick didn't know what was going on and kind of got in the way. But
he still went for it, though.
Yes, he was.
Go for it. He off there a little tight, got into Tom, and wild finish. Driscoll ended up on pit road. But either way, all in all, he still got second, which isn't too bad. And Tom doesn't, Goodman doesn't always win races, but he snookered him tonight.
Yes, he did.
So, well, I just wanted to, thank you for, letting us come in and do this, and, looking forward to doing the championship series for you there in April.
Great, yeah. I'm looking forward to have you guys do it. It's early April that it's going to be in, and the tracks are...
Oh, we already got tracks.
Yeah, Las Vegas, USA International, Trenton, 06, and Homestead.
Oh, cool.
USA, is that 5 Flags?
I don't know. It's a mile track, I believe.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I don't remember now how big 5 Flags was, but yeah, well, that's cool. It'll be fun with the IROC series. 3 cars eliminated after every race. Once they get down to the last one, they'll have 3 cars biting for the championship. So with any luck, Tom, you'll be up there and trying for that championship.
All I gotta do is not be the last 3 in that race.
Yeah. Well, and that, the tire strategy was kind of interesting to see it from this side. I've raced over here with you guys, and unfortunately, just due to an injury, I hadn't been able to race with you. But it was interesting to see it from this side of the fence, other than being down there trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool. Different strategies tonight. People learned. Goodman was talking about how he learned something in the first race, which paid off for the second race. So it's kind of fun to watch, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, to come up with something different that everybody else doesn't do, because anybody can run on new tires, but if you only get a certain set of tires and they can only change under green flag pit stops, that's the whole strategy, because new tires may be shot and the yellow comes out and you're kind of screwed.
Well, I can remember when you did the 10 tire thing, but the 10 tires through the night, it didn't matter when you did that, and it was like kind of cool, and was thinking, then you switched it over to only under green flag conditions, and boy, did that that really throws. I want to say like a monkey wrench in the strategy, but it does, because you could, sitting there thinking, all right, if it goes green, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden a caution comes out and that changes, and then like this, Tom Goodman was saying, we go out in the first one, I learned something, I watched what Jamie did, I did this and I did that, and it's little things can change your whole strategy throughout the whole race.
That's the idea. Make it difficult.
I think it's great. So.
Well, it turned out to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it was great watching. Like, both those races were fantastic. Long green flag runs, and the 4X pit stops definitely made it exciting.
Yeah, I put gas strategy in. When I figure out how long to make the race, it's usually like a half-hour race, but then I try to figure out, get you half to pit twice if there's no yellows, just so, the guys that are fast have to, think about it.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, I like racing over here. I missed one just because I got home, got doing something else, totally forgot all about the race. Of course, we were talking earlier about Robert Spring came over one night, and he, I was just hanging out in TeamSpeak with the guys that weren't racing because of the injury, and Robert gets in there, races the race, and leaves, and Tom goes, "Where'd Robert go?" And I texted Robert later and I said, "Robert, you missed the second race." And he goes, "Oh, I forgot there was 2 races tonight."
Yeah, he's been doing much better each week, and then he led a lot of laps tonight.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he lit a pile there.
Fortunately, he didn't have enough gas.
Yeah.
But it's like Josh, too, last year. He would have won the championship, but the second last race and the last race, he ran out of gas with 2 laps to go.
Oh, that's harsh. All right, well, I want to just thank you for, allowing us to come over here and do this for you, and looking forward to you're doing it for you for the championship seasons. And
awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch, because I love your camera angles you guys got. That's just totally amazing.
But
yeah,
Blaine's
thanks.
drone camera is fun.
Yeah, I was using and abusing it tonight, so you'll like it.
Cool. Can't wait to watch.
All right, well, thanks again, Tom.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Tom.
There you go. That was fun. A TMP, new league for us to broadcast. The league that I run at quite often.
Yeah, I'd never heard about it before. I mean, I might have, but yeah, there's so many leagues. It's always great to add another one to the list.
I don't think you've raced over here. Because
I haven't.
I usually race here with these guys. They used to run on Monday nights, then they switched it to Wednesdays, and for a little while I forget what I was doing on Wednesdays, couldn't do it, but I got back into it with them. They get into this new, first, like I said, it was 10 tires per night, and that was okay because you could take them during yellow flag conditions. You still had to use your head on how you used your tires, but then all of a sudden I come back and no, you can only change them under green flag conditions. And boy, I'll tell you, that made the strategy change a little bit. Like I told you before, there is the Rodney rule, because I would go, I'm going to pit, put tires on, so I would literally pit on the last time I could, get into the back of the pack, and then just drive down pit road when the green come out, take my tires and go out. It saved me a little bit of time. Well, after I won a couple of races doing that, they decided, no, can't do that. You got to hit the start-finish line under green flag conditions and then pit. So I created a rule.
Nice. That's cool to be responsible for a rule.
Well, sometimes.
like why are we doing this? Well, there was this guy back in the day. Yeah.
Well, sometimes, you get a little innovative with stuff. And that's just it. It's like I always say, why they put grass on the infield? Because if it was asphalt, we'd try to use it. So,
yeah.
I'm one of these people that I will exploit a game to a certain extent, you know what I mean? But if there's a way that, I can drop a tire in the grass and I can gain time, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and it's within, you're not using like an outside cheat machine of some kind.
No.
You're just finding a faster way around the track. That's entirely fair game as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, it's like Walt Disney. It's not there anymore. But if you did it right, you could come into the last corner, drive down pit road, and there's a little bit of a grass patch and a little asphalt, and then you could go right down through there and gain about, I think it was like 0.3 of a second. There was no black flag, nothing for it, so
just helps the car hook.
Yep. Well, it shortens the corner up.
Yeah.
Makes the corner straighter is what it was.
tricks of the
fun.
trade.
Keep track of us. We'll be here in April. We'll have a little more dates and everything put up when it gets closer to that. And we're going to be doing, like I said, their IROC Championship Series, which will be a fun one to call. It'll be the same thing, 2 races. The 3 drivers will get eliminated. I'm not sure how that will all work out because it'll probably be 2 races, and then it's going to be, we won't probably know by the end of the night because Tom will have to do the points and figure out who did and didn't make it. But that'll be kind of interesting one to call.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. That's cool. Thanks to TMP for getting us in here. That thanks for you for getting us in here because you mentioned it like, hey, you guys wanna let's do a race, and here we are, and it was a great night.
I said something to Tom about it. I talked with you about it, and I said let's just do a race for him, and it turns out it's going to get us 4 more races. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we can always use some new leaks. That's cool. But yeah, stay tuned to Tarnation TV. Tomorrow we'll be at Rolling Thunder. Then on Saturday we'll be at the All-Star Racing League there for another super speedway action. A little bit bigger than the Dover track. Talladega, one of the biggest. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
We should have Brian Wolf with us, and then of course Monday you got to tune in Tarnation TV Turbo. Watch us try to make a fool of ourselves trying to get an RV to Route 65.
Yep. We're almost there,
left.
I think. Yeah.
2 miles left.
But 1 mile sometimes takes an hour. That's why the stream goes up.
We got to the sign that said 3 miles to go, and what was it? An hour later until we got to the next sign that says 2 miles to go.
Yeah, like you said, if that's by the lake, the way the crow flies. Yeah. Yes, that did help us get through the swamp. That was a nightmare. Yeah.
You got too friendly with alligators.
Oh, yeah. Some gosh darn dinosaurs floating around in there and getting chewed up and spit out. It's just like, okay, there's got to be a different way. And you found it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching and, of course, interacting on the YouTube channel. Always fun to see people watching this thing and interacting there, so that's wicked. Of course, thanks to TMP, all the staff, all the Toms. And, of course, Rod Weston, thank you, sir, for the co-hosting duties.
No problem.
And as always, my dog kicking the desk, that's always fun, too. If the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.